Hey, don't fear the Reaper. Hello there, and welcome to the Inkwork Studio. I'd already done a pre-sketch using the Derwent drawing pencil in Solway Blue. The paper is Arches Cold Pressed in 10 by 14 size. Also, there's a test strip where the selected colors were swatched. Van Gogh's Oxide Black, Daniel Smith's Joseph Z. Warm Gray, Da Vinci's Payne's Gray and Aubergine, and M. Graham's Maroon Paraline and Azo Orange. It might look bright and colorful there, but several colors were only used sparingly, since I wanted the overall feeling to be gloomy. The brushes there are flats from Princeton, Neptune 3/4 inch wash, and Aqua Elite 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch strokes. The inspiration was a Frank Frazetta oil painting from 1973. That was the year of 40-cent gasoline, tubular bells, and the death of J.R.R. Tolkien. I really wish I could say Jethro Tull's album Heavy Horses came out, but no, that was 1978. Also, George Lucas's American Graffiti was released in 1973 and was successful enough to fund his first Star Wars film several years later. Oh, and I was 5 years old. Anyway, no, actually, this is not the Reaper. The painting is titled The Death Dealer. I figured it was appropriate for spooky season. It's a famous painting that's been used and referenced many times by others. Although this particular painting is not my favorite from this artist, it is one of them. So it was a blast to try creating my own version. I think the general awareness of Frazetta is as an oil painter, but his pencil, ink, and watercolor works are also fantastic. Growing up, I was surrounded by paperback editions of Edgar Rice Burroughs novels, Tarzan, John Carter, Carson Napier, all with Frazetta cover art. As far as I know, Blue Oyster Cult did not have a Frazetta album cover, but Molly Hatchet did, 3 times. You know, much has been said about Frank's penchant for putting big bottoms on women, but he slapped some sweet bubble butts on more than one male backside. And after many, many hours of study, I should know. Look, what I'm saying is, if you're going to paint a butt, then paint a butt. Don't do it half-assed. I wasn't going for too much detail. I mostly just laid the paint down and let it do its thing. I confess, I didn't want to spend more than a few hours on this, at most, including the undersketching, which may be why I chose this approach. Hey, Frazetta himself sometimes knocked out a painting in one night. Unfortunately, he died in 2010, at the age of 82. I mean, I would have liked to see a Paint with Frank television series, sort of like Bob Ross, but less chill, more intense, and with lots of muscles. I wasn't ever a pony type of girl. It's the draft horses that always fascinated me. You know, Clydesdales, Shire horses, Percherons, and Belgians. Perhaps because instead of riding atop a horse, I imagined myself being driven around in a carriage, much less strenuous on my part. And now I'm thinking of Seinfeld Season 2, Episode 2, The Pony Remark, and almost regret bringing up the subject. I didn't know she had a pony. I wanted definition, but not in a stark way, so I picked a Caran d'Ache Luminance pencil in Payne's Gray, just to create some rough lines. Speaking of spooky season, I watched James Wan's latest film, *Malignant*. I enjoyed his earlier horror movies, Insidious and The Conjuring, even Dead Silence, which, in my opinion, doesn't get enough love. They've all gotten repeat viewings from me, so I was stoked to see this new one. And I have to say, I got a real kick out of it. I don't recall seeing a police station carnage scene quite like it, ever, really. I know I said I wasn't worried about details, but I went in with a white Derwent drawing pencil, just because. After that, I added a bit of pencil work in a couple more colors because the flames area wasn't fiery enough and I wanted more hints of blue and purple. Overall, I have mixed feelings. I mean, it seemed like that watercolor magic worked both for and against me. Because while I'm mostly pleased, there are one or two things that bug me. You can probably guess that I'm not a horse anatomy expert. But for my own peace of mind, I need to point out that that is not a single front leg. It's the silhouette of two legs. And the left hind leg isn't super skinny. That line in there was merely an unfortunate mistake. A mistake! And there's proof, because if you look at the undersketch early in the video, it doesn't look nearly as weird. And once again, my fear of darker values is on display. At this point, though, I'm tired of dogging on myself. So I'm going to call it a deliberately less corporeal, more ethereal style choice. And who's to say otherwise? One of Frazetta's trademarks was his striking figures, muscular men and curvy women. But since that's not really on display here, take a gander at that equine behind. Is that not a rockin' rump? I'm happy to share this questionably proportioned redo. Until next time, remember that ponies are a forbidden topic, whereas percherons are fair game. And stay artsy, my friends.